Hi, I'm a musician in Canada. You're watching week 49 of my year-long experiment. 11 months ago, I was at a crossroads. My wife had a new baby. Then I lost my job. Oh, sure, I was teaching a few lessons and gigging here and there, but the bills were stacking up faster than I could pay them. I thought it might finally be time to do the unthinkable. Upgrade my skill set and go get a quote-unquote real job. So I did what any self-respecting 43-year-old man would do. I started a YouTube challenge. Before I ruled it out completely, I wanted to see what would happen if I actually tried making music my main job. If I can get this to a point where it makes more sense than going back to school, by August 1st, I get to keep doing it. Otherwise, well, we gave it a shot. All right, how are we doing?
What is today? Friday, June 19th. I'm so tired and frustrated. Billy Bragg is playing here tonight. I didn't know it was today until today. My wife is working. My kids are here in bed. Tickets are like $77. Babysitter on top of that. Not really in the budget. I'm like behind on putting this thing out. This happened last week, and I said I am going to do it first thing Monday morning. It's Monday, June 15th. This morning, I was a substitute music teacher at an elementary school. I just finished teaching 2 piano lessons and a ukulele lesson. There's a sound recording grant due today that I want to apply for. Notice I say want to apply for. What does that mean? So far, so good, though. Working, getting paid. Somebody's offering to pay me to do music. I should do it, right? Yeah, I missed the deadline for the grant. I thought I had till midnight, and the deadline was 4 o'clock. Whatever, dude. The idea of writing a marketing plan for this thing was like filling me with dread. And I learned my lesson about applying for a grant when you're like making up a plan. The reason to do it really is because it's offered once a year. If I don't get money this round, I got to wait till next year. But without a plan to blow it up, people release new recordings all the time. The question is, who cares? Now it's Friday night. The video's not done. I don't know when I'm going to get it done. By the time I'm able to leave the house, probably couldn't even get in the building. When's the next time this guy's going to come to St. John? Like maybe never. This is like so many things that I'm experiencing right now. When I have the time thinking, oh, I'll do that later because I'll have time later. And now it's later and I have too many things. It's not like I've been doing nothing. It's never like I've been doing nothing. Oh, wait a minute. Can you get this guy?
As promised last week. This is attempt number 3. We're going to try to keep it under 5 minutes. In November of last year, things were already starting to shape up. So I decided to draw out, like, how do I actually get paid? It's very easy in this game to stay busy and broke. I don't get paid for rehearsing, writing songs, recording, posting on socials, or making videos.
Which is why I haven't been focusing on what you would think are core activities. I don't get paid much for indie rock bar shows, even though that's
a
where
bit
my
of luck.
audience.
That was a glitch, but that part was also too long. So number 1, the hustle, gigs, teaching, merch. These are things we can do every week. This is the grind. I can play every week. I can teach lessons every week. I can sell a t-shirt every week if someone wants to buy one. Secondary, we have royalties and grants. I wrote down fuel injection. I wrote down playing the stock market because that's what that feels like. There are no guarantees here, but you can make real money sometimes if this works in your favor. Over here, I wrote, like, what else is there? I don't know. Ad revenue from YouTube videos. I think that is actually royalties. But anyway, I wrote, who knew we even did this? That's tertiary. Who even knows? So down here, I drew a picture of how this works. Playing in public, selling wares, sharing knowledge and discipline is the wheel that I got to turn by myself, and I crank it, and it turns the conveyor belt with the money bags on it that powers the money from people whose job it is to dole it out. Now, make sure you're turning this the right way. Otherwise, your wheel is going to crush the money bags. Down here, I wrote slap someone's sticker somewhere, cheap and easy revenue. Affiliate marketing, I think that's what that's called. In order to make this work, we're going to master the processes required to operate the Category 1 activities because this powers this. Here's everything that goes into making that happen. You got to book, you got to rehearse, you got to promote, you got to perform, you got to travel plan, you got to book accommodations, you got to make sure you got fresh strings, you got to make sure you got enough picks. Did you bring a guitar stand? You never think to, but you really should, shouldn't you? Otherwise, you're just propping it up against something. How about merch? We got manufacturing, we got design, which I didn't even write down. We got inventory tracking. We got sales. We got money management. We got promotion. You got to figure out those shipping rates so you can put it on Bandcamp. Otherwise, you can't put it there. They won't let you list it without international shipping rates. Did you know that? How much does it cost to ship your hat to Europe? Do you know? And then under teaching, which is different, really, but not according to the tax man. It's all self-employed income. We got lesson prep. We got finding students. We got getting paid. We got teaching lessons, including travel. So the second category is enabled by the first category. Like I said before, you're not going to get grants if you're not gigging, you're not recording, you're not playing in public. You got nobody interested. And same thing goes for attracting industry attention. Nobody wants to work with you if they don't think they can make money off of you. Royalties and grants are byproducts of writing, recording, and touring. Schedule time quarterly to attend to these. There's also the necessary promo machine. Constant video documentation in this case, which means you also got to figure out editing. You got to make time for that. Got to figure out storage. Your phone's going to fill up. What are you going to do with those files? From the video documentation, my plan in November was to make long-form YouTube videos, Instagram clips twice a week, and I have a bi-weekly email newsletter that if you haven't signed up for, what are you doing with your life? And so daily, my actions are catalog what I'm doing, distill moments for Instagram and YouTube. Chronological order doesn't matter. It matters more that the video is interesting. So pick a weekly theme and focus, then every day be making little vignettes. Always think, how can I turn this into a vignette? Well, I have this lie that I tell myself that I'm bad at planning, but it's not true. I'm good at planning. I'm bad at sticking to my own plans. I forget they exist. I do get paid for service provider gigs, being a sideman, being entertainment at a fixed rate. So this is playing at a bar or a restaurant. They have a crowd. They want live entertainment. They're going to pay someone to play for their people. I get paid for teaching lessons. I get paid for merch sales. I get paid doing admin for others. All of that would be the day job of it all, even if it's technically music work. Pros are, it's worked. I'm making a living. Cons are, it's a lot to keep up and it's hard to grow because I'm splitting my focus. Things that I end up doing to get paid are not really what I'm after. The strategic advantage that I've got myself to is I have enough income to pay my bills and a lot of flexibility to pursue my own goals. Opportunity is growing my audience. Like I'm kind of maxed out in terms of what I can earn from admin and from teaching lessons. All of the additional growth that is possible comes from growing my audience.
It's Wednesday, June 17th. I'm like a month and a half out from my deadline. I'm exhausted. I got a bunch of stuff to do, but I'm going to prioritize doing this like visual identity exercise that's been on my to-do list since January. A little bit like switching to Glide.
And a bit of luck. All of my jobs have been offered. I keep them by showing up. I didn't go job hunting. This stuff kind of just fell in my lap.
Oh my God. I took a chance. I came to the show and I got a free ticket.
You've been promising safe sex doesn't mean nonsense. Just means use your imagination. But there ain't nobody to sing like me. Nobody to sing like me. I don't want to change the world. I'm not looking for anything. Just looking for another girl.
The thing that I've been struggling to articulate what it is, why we do it, what the value is, he said it. I'm not going to repeat it. I'm going to work on bringing you my version. I just showed up. I didn't know if I was going to even be able to get in. I went in and I asked if they were still selling tickets, and they said that somebody had left some free ones there and I could just have one. So I did. It was up in the balcony. I saw the end of it, heard the couple of songs that I would know by him. Yeah, awesome.
Well, there we go, folks. There are no guarantees, but you never know until you try. If you commit, you stick with it, you might just surprise yourself with what you can do. Maybe you'll build something you can be proud of. You might get help when you least expect it. More on that next time.